And a conspiracy in Philadelphia. It's another thing. Yeah, it was a conspiracy, all right. Man, I tell you, the fraud is enormously big. I'm going to go into this a lot more as we get into this kind of situation here. And you need to educate yourself to it. We have Franklin Delano Roosevelt, who engineered the war, World War II there. Now he got Japan to attack us because we needed to have this Hegelian principle saying that the Japanese attacked us when he was the instigator of it all. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. Same thing in World War I with the passenger line in Lusitania. Churchill, that crook over there, in good old England. Yeah, he was a crook, that's exactly what I said. But he's the hero of all the history books, you know. I mean, he couldn't do anything wrong with these guys, you know. Talked big, he did. But behind it, he was a New World Order boy. And he steered that, you know, by his command, get that Lusitania into the view of a German submarine, and that was it. And so many Americans got killed, and now you have a reason to enter World War II. See? This is how they done it. And we paid for it over and over again. The most successful fraud in American history. There. Check it out. The most successful fraud in American history, right there. That's just a little bit of it. So little bit. The ruthless American Empire, a.k.a. the British Empire. Yeah. I got this from countercurrents.org. Countercurrents.org. I cannot watch the news on television anymore. I'm tired of the lies told boldly to my face and the spin put on everything that is not in the empire's best interest. That is what we are, an empire. The rulers of the world, in order for the benefit of the United States. Listen further, my fellow Americans, when I say for the benefit of the United States, I'm not talking about the people of the United States. I'm talking about those that own and manage the United States, the British Empire, the Illuminati guys there, the Khazar, the Ashkenazis, and the other big shot boys in there, like Rockefeller, you know. I mean, they're involved in this thing. Kuhn Loeb and Company, the bankers, Citibank, and all these other big shot boys there, they are part of the thing that does this. Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to read some more of that stuff some other time here, but I want to get started on it as I'm doing here now by going rather quickly through the things here, and then we can come back and do something more in detail some other time here. We'll certainly do that. And this is the ultimate delusion. We are, you know, it's hard to describe for me how we've been deluded. We have no common sense. We have no rationality of discernment anymore. We're totally out in left field. We're absolutely screwed up here. Well, I'm going to show you this too. The deception is incredible, it says here. Queen Elizabeth controls and has amended U.S. Social Security. If we are so independent, how come she has done that? How could she do that? What's going on here? I can't believe this kind of stuff, you know. Absolutely unbelievable. Yeah. The Queen of Canada becomes the Queen of the United States. Is that what we have? And the same thing with the as I started the program with there, you know, illegal immigrants are now shielded by the law. It's better, you know, this is where I said before, black is white and white is black. Crime is good, and honesty is not good. Yeah, so Paul Martin and George Bush, they're in Canada in 2004 in November, when he said, it's good to be home. Man, I tell you, it's something to check out, you know. Then he said that. It's good to be home. Man, oh man, what a statement that is. Yeah. And you can find a lot of this information on like Wikipedia, and you can go Google up all kinds of information on it. The Queen's Privy Council of Canada was established by the British North America Act and is modeled after the Britain's Privy Council. The formal authority of the Council is vested in the Canadian monarch, but is exercised by the Prime Minister and the Canadian Cabinet. Every member of the Privy Council in Canada declares an oath to the Queen, which in part is, I do solemnly and sincerely swear that I shall be true and faithful servant to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II as a member of the Majesty's Privy Council of Canada. A faithful servant, true and faithful servant to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. And here we talk about, well, we have a republic. We have a constitution. Oh yeah? No kidding. We do? What has it prevented? It hasn't prevented anything, because no one has ever used it, because the pusillanimity and the venality of congressmen and senators, do they come out and proclaim that we are independent from Britain? No, we're not independent. We are slaves. That's what we are. Big-time slaves. Get it? Big-time slaves. USA under British control. Okay, we're under British control. That's where doggone sure we are. Here, you have to go back into the early days to understand this. It's no good by starting to read American history on the founding fathers by starting in the middle of the book. You've got to go back centuries, because that's where the foundation laid. These early pioneers that came over here, they were sent here in my viewpoint, and I'm entitled to my viewpoints on it. This is it's not a viewpoint though, most of the stuff here. But the point being that they had to develop this country for the benefit of the kings of the Illuminati and the queens of the Illuminati over there. They had to do that. Along with the Jesuits, the Roman Catholic order. And the Roman Catholic is not the same as evangelical Catholics. There's a difference here. But in any case, they have what they call a black pope. We're going to go into that too later on the Eleutherian view of the world here. And that's why I got the map behind there, because that's what we're looking at here. The world empire is all inclusive. Everything is inclusive. So I'm going to read a little bit to you from this thing here. To begin, we need to go back to the establishment of the American colonies chartered by international financiers under the flag of the British Crown. Yeah. The flag is still here, under the Admiralty flag now. That's what we have. And all the schools, courtrooms, police stations, and everything, you have that mark of the British Empire looking down at you. And we, the people, have paid for most all of this kind of stuff. And they have taken our land because the whole piece of real estate called America is an escrow account. So, we don't have any alloidial property. But in the final analysis, all the land ever made anywhere belongs to Yahweh God, because He created that real estate in the first place. But the devil, thinking he's going to take over the world, and he's getting very desperate now, he's going to bring as many millions and minions with him to Hell for permanent resident as he can. And so he does that. Here, I'm going to read a little more. 100 years before the American War for Independence. Look at this, 100 years before. The king's advisor warned that the pastors in America's churches were preaching liberty and resistance to the king's restrictive and confiscatory edicts, suggesting that they be replaced with regulated preachers and teaching obedience to the crown. From a book called The Light and the Glory